going on, everyone? It is Chris, and welcome back to another episode of ManicManiac Predicts, the 2015 NFL Playoffs. And it is here, the NFC and AFC Championship games. Championship weekend is among us, and it is a very exciting thing. I think all four teams that made it deserve it. No matter what, I think that they were the four best teams this year. Absolutely. I don't think that any other team deserves to be there. Maybe the Bengals. But we saw what happened in that wildcard weekend, so maybe not. So, I think these are the four best teams in the league. And we get the pleasure of seeing all of them face up against each other. And we'll see who comes out on top. It's going to be a very, very good weekend. I'm kind of pissed that everyone's hyping up the Patriots-Broncos game, because I think the better game is the Cardinals-Panthers, but we'll get to that. Those games are going to be absolutely amazing. Just you wait. Anyways, let's move on to last week's predictions. How did me and my friend Gocubs do in this last week's predictions, rather? So let's take a look.
I'm picking the Chiefs.
I'm taking the Patriots.
Cardinals are a fantastic team. Yeah. And they're going to wipe the floor with the Packers.
I'm picking the Cardinals.
I've been rooting for the Panthers this entire season.
I'm picking the Panthers in this one.
I'm going to pick the Broncos.
Broncos will win this game. Alright, for the first time this entire season, undefeated this weekend. 4-0. All the right predictions. And I was very, very happy about that. Now, I prefer 16 now. I prefer actually getting a weekend with a slate of all 32 teams playing and getting them all right. But hey, this will do. I've gone 4-0 many times, or at least, actually, we went once last year, and then hopefully again, or definitely again next year. I don't even know what I'm saying, but 4-0 again. Very happy about that. Just picked all the home teams because it just seemed that all of them had an edge on the away teams, and I was right. So I'm 6-2 in the postseason so far, with my only losses being the Green Bay Washington pick and the Steelers Bengals pick. Now, the overall record has been updated to 152 to 112. I mean, it's yeah, it's still not great. It's will not look as great to have it be a margin of 40 games. It's not what I'd want at all. So, oh well, I'm 6-2. But what's good is that I now tie Gocubs in the postseason 6-2. We are going to be picking games coming up later in this video, and hopefully we'll get some different picks in there. I don't know if we'll all be different. In fact, I think it will be kind of surprising to see. I mean, I think that we may have different picks in the Patriots-Broncos game. But I think we may be similar in the Panthers-Cardinals game. We'll see. I mean, I have not talked to him. I don't know what his picks are. I don't even know for certain what my picks are. I have two names in mind, but we'll see what happens. We'll get to that eventually. But first, let's move on to everyone's favorite segment, RIP. So, here are the four teams that have been eliminated. Let's start with the Chiefs. Went into Foxborough. Was getting like blown out kind of early, but they started making a comeback. And their final drive took way too long. Andy Reid and what's his name, Doug Peterson, has no sense of time management. And once Doug Peterson and his Eagles head coach under pressure. At his Eagles presser, he gave this elaborate explanation for what he did. It went along the lines of, well, we didn't want to give Tom Brady the ball back, so we kind of just kept on running play and kind of taking our time, letting the clock run down. Dude, you are down 2 scores. What the hell are you doing? This is hurry up offense. You need to go into hurry up offense mode, and you completely blew it. in my opinion. So, oh well. I didn't expect the Chiefs to win that game anyway, but it was. I'm surprised that it was as close as I expected. I expected. I knew it would be like sort of close, but I thought it was gonna be like a more of a blowout looking close, if that makes any sense, than rather than actually being as close as it was, only a 1-point game. Like I was expecting like 27-14, not 27-20. But they played their heart out. They had an incredible rebound season, and I expect the Chiefs to do big things next year. Now, I'm going to focus on both teams, the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks. These are your two teams that were in the NFC Championship game last year. Both of them sit on the outside as the Cardinals and Panthers are in. How crazy is that? That is absolutely nuts. And it's great though. I like it. I like when like two new fresh faces are in the championship game. It's fun. It adds to the excitement. Like, oh, can these guys really pull it off? Type thing. For Green Bay, what a way to lose a game, man. That was one of the best games I've ever watched. One of the weirdest games, craziest games. I don't think it even matches what they did in the NFC Championship game last year against the Seahawks, but God, their luck with NFC West teams, man, it's not that great when it comes to the postseason. As for the Seattle Seahawks, everyone was saying that these guys were Super Bowl bound, and now they're looking in from the outside. I think that this team is great. The Seattle Seahawks, they are a great team. They were the losers to a much better team. In their circumstances, they lost to a really good team that has really flourished in this past year and has surpassed the Seahawks as being like an NFC juggernaut. So, I think if the Seattle Seahawks won this game, they would probably be on route to the Super Bowl, because I think the way that they handled the Cardinals, it felt like that probably could have happened. But the Panthers proved why they are one of, if not the best team in the NFC, or even the NFL for that matter. It was what a win it was. What a great, it was a weird game because everyone expected it to be a lot closer than it was. It was 31-0 at halftime, and then the final score was 31-24. So does that reflect badly on the Panthers? I'm not too sure, but it's incredible. That game was it was another weird game, but it was fun to watch, especially the anticipation of being like, they're gonna come back from this, aren't they? They ended up not doing so, but it was a great rally, that's for sure. And then we talked about the Pittsburgh Steelers, or we haven't actually. The Steelers, they were so close to beating the number one team in the AFC, so close, or at least according to the seedings, and they could not finish the game. They fumbled the footballs. They just made too many mistakes, and the Broncos took advantage. They did play a good game though. It was not enough, and that was the cost of the Steelers' failure. So there you go. These four teams. We'll talk more about all four of these games with Gocubs when he gets here, because I like hearing his opinions about the games. We'll talk even more about we'll talk again about certain things. So we'll see what happens when he gets here. So now we are down to four teams. I've decided to put the teams together this time because now there's no more gaps. There's no more, underdogs. These are the four best teams in the NFL this year, and they all deserve to be here. And it's going to be a wild finish. I do think so. I really hope that there's no blowouts. I really do. I think that the Patriots have a potential of blowing out the Broncos. But other than that, I can't see a blowout happening. I hope these are going to be very close, fun games to watch, and I think they will be. This is absolutely the finish that you want going into Super Bowl 50. Absolutely. So, with that all being said, when we come back, Gocubs will be here. We'll talk about our predictions. We'll talk about last week. We'll talk about this week. I think he has to make a change to his Super Bowl prediction because I forget if he did Panthers Broncos or Panthers Chiefs. Not too sure. I'll have to clarify on that because I completely forget. But we'll talk about everything that we need to figure out for this championship weekend. We'll be back, everyone. All right, we are back. Go Cubs, welcome.
I can't give you my predictions this week, Chris. They've been replaced by a swarm of bees.
The swarm of bees?
Bees.
Bees. All right.
Bees.
And exactly how did these bees swarm your predictions exactly?
Well, they didn't swarm my predictions. They replaced my predictions.
Oh, they just replaced your prediction.
Yes, like my predictions were like taken away, and then the swarm of bees was put in.
So you're basically saying that the Steelers' Bumblebee jerseys will end up making the Super Bowl and winning it all.
And nothing else.
And nothing else.
It'll just be clothing on the field.
It'll just be clothing on the field. Alright, welcome back to the predictions video. So we're gonna talk about some of last week's games. I was talking a little bit earlier about a little bit of each of the games, but I want to hear what your take on them was. Did you see the Chiefs and Patriots game by any chance?
I saw all of them except for Panthers Seahawks, but I listened to that.
Okay, so
on the radio.
The Chiefs and Patriots game. What did you think about that final drive by the Chiefs?
I was ready for the upset to happen, but I had realism in the back of my head.
There was a good chance because if they did take the time the way they did, there could have actually been a shot.
Yeah.
And that kind of everyone's saying how the Patriots are so good that they're gonna easily beat the Broncos. But if that's true, then they should have had blown out the Chiefs. Like, let's face it.
Right.
Like, I felt like it was for a Chiefs team that has always been kind of underrated, but still was not to the point of the Patriots. I felt like that game ended up becoming too close near the end. So yeah. I think that I feel like the Patriots, they played a hell of a game, and they showed that they're still one of the best offensive teams in the league. But how far would that end up getting them with having to face two really tough defenses in a row, but considering that everyone else has a pretty strong defense.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. And then we had one of the best games that we've ever seen, the Packers against the Cardinals.
The Packers versus Cardinals game is one of my favorite games of football I've ever seen.
Absolutely. It always is at the expense of the Green Bay Packers, to your joy, of course. But
yes.
Last year we had the Seattle Seahawks come back from a big deficit to force overtime after a muffed punt by the onside kick by the Packers. And it led to the Seahawks touchdown, forced overtime essentially. And the first drive, Seattle got on the field, scored a long touchdown, and then the Packers see it. What? Say again?
Are you talking about the last?
I'm still talking about the last one.
Okay.
The NFC Championship, and it was absolutely that was like, you didn't think that it could get any worse for Packers fans. Then you got this game. So to recap of all the events that happened with this game, which you can't, it's hard to do so.
Yes.
We'll start from the 4th and 20 play. So the Packers at that point, they were down by 7, and they were backed up into their end zone at 4th and 20. Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers somehow figures out his way. like a few defenders. All of a sudden, they're like running at him. He dodges a few potential safeties, and all of a sudden throws it deep down the field, and it is caught at the Cardinals' 40-yard line by, I believe it was Jeff Janis. And
yeah, I think so.
And then it was like, okay, so now there's like 5 seconds left on the clock, and they're like, oh my god, is this really gonna happen again? Is a repeat of Detroit gonna happen again? Heaves it deep down the field, as the Green Bay Packers color commentator said, rainbows high and deep into the end zone for the touchdown. Again, another his third Hail Mary, his second of the game, in the end zone to Jeff Janis to tie this game up. Then we go to overtime. The saucer of a coin toss.
It didn't flip.
It didn't flip. It did not flip, and it will that will be. You just, after all the craziness of that game, and to lead it up to that point with the coin that did not flip, that's remarkable, absolutely remarkable. But then you got the Cardinals winning the toss. They get the ball. They drive it down the field.
And Larry Fitzgerald happens.
Well, actually, they start, and the first play is Larry Fitzgerald. All Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Running it down the field to, it was like a 60 or 50-yard run.
It was a lot. It was a lot of runs.
It was a lot of runs. All the way to the 5-yard line.
A lot of yards. What the... what the fuck?
And then they did like one play where like Carson Palmer overshot it, but no matter what, Bruce Arians was set on giving Larry Fitzgerald a touchdown. They throw a flea flicker to Larry Fitzgerald. He gets it for the touchdown, ending the Packers season and moving the Cardinals on to the NFC Championship game. Once again, a magnificent game, and that will go down in playoff infamy for sure.
Yep. God, that was great.
It was absolutely amazing. Then we had the Panthers-Seahawks game. The fact that this was 31-0, no one expected that.
Yes, going into halftime, 31-0.
Everyone expected low-scoring game because of the defenses, but everyone expected this to be as close as could be. 31-0 going into halftime, and then the Seahawks come back, nearly. They came so close, and from the minute they got to like 17 points, I was already calling. I was just like, they're gonna come back.
I was still hopeful.
Yeah, I was like, they're gonna come back.
I could read my text from my not so hopeful texts, but to Chris, but I'm still hopeful.
It was absolutely, like, I could not believe that how much they were stopping the Panthers, and the defense could just not stop the Seahawks, and it was just like this big retaliation, but a lot loomed large for the Seahawks, and it including a missed field goal, and just of course being down 31-0 at the end of the half, ended up. They had to go onside kick for one of their last plays, and Panthers recovered, so there was no chance there. So the Panthers move on. Close one, but the Panthers, in my opinion, are still the best team right now. I
agree.
They are
gonna win.
They have been doing amazing. And then we have the Broncos-Steelers game, which was not as exciting, but it was kind of a slow game. Steelers were up early, but the Broncos came back, and Peyton Manning gave himself up pretty much at one point, falling to the ground and then getting back up and throwing a quite pretty pass. So there's hope for the Broncos there, that Peyton Manning might actually be good at quarterback for once, because he hasn't already been.
Wow. Well, holy shit, dude! He's got like the touchdown record.
He has a lot of records. I'm really just talking about like this season has been just abysmal for him.
Well, yeah.
So I'm hoping that he can be the Peyton Manning that we all know Peyton Manning can be this this season, or throughout his whole career, that all of a sudden that Peyton Manning comes into this game and can really make it a good competition in the AFC Championship game. With that being said, it's time to pick games. We're starting with the Patriots and the Broncos. In this game, it is Brady versus Manning 17. It may not be all about the quarterback, though. It's mostly about the teams as a whole. This Patriots offense against this Denver defense. Will the Patriots' underrated defense take on a Broncos offense that has been lacking a little bit every once in a while? It's going to be very cool to watch. Gocubs, what do you think?
All right, well, so this one I went really back and forth on because honestly, whichever team out of these two makes it to the Super Bowl, I'm rooting against. Broncos because I have a thing with Peyton Manning. I really like the guy. I respect him as a quarterback, but I also enjoy rooting against him. And then the Patriots, I just want them to lose so the Deflategate shit can get off of them, and then I can start rooting for them again next year. But given how the Patriots played against the Chiefs, and I know the Broncos aren't in that great of a shape, I think the Broncos are going to upset.
Oh, so you're saying that the Patriots are absolutely, they're great and the Broncos did not play that well, but you're still picking the Broncos essentially.
Well, no, I said the Patriots could have played better.
Oh, okay. I was confused with what you said just now.
Okay, yeah, Patriots could have played better against the Chiefs.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
And I don't know. I think the Broncos are gonna win.
Yeah.
I would like to see them there.
Of course, I'll be rooting for the Broncos because I like seeing new faces in the Super Bowl. With that being said, I can't pick against the Patriots. It's very hard for me to do so because of how good they've always been. They have played all season. They've played good football. Near the end, it was tough, but that's because they didn't have Edelman. Now they have Edelman, and their offense was awesome to watch on Saturday. Will it show the same productivity against the Denver Broncos defense? I don't know. With that being said, though, I'm taking the Patriots because they always have a way to pull out some crazy victories. So,
the Patriots are probably going to win, but
yes,
whatever.
Take the Broncos. It's all right. We'll see what happens. So,
and take the horses.
We'll take the horses, and I'll take the guys in funny hats.
In what fucking universe do I root for the Broncos over the Patriots? No universe.
Well,
why am I doing this?
Yeah, this was the same exact matchup 2 years ago. Patriots,
yeah, I know.
Broncos, and
that's one of the reasons why I rooted against the Broncos in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, because I was like, oh, they beat the Patriots. I'm going to root for Seahawks.
Right. The Broncos ended up. The Broncos beat the Patriots at their home, so maybe they can do it again this time. Who knows? But I can't go against it. Against the power. The New England power. The New England chowder. Alright, anyway. Moving on to the Cardinals at the Panthers. Now, I wanted to read something real quick. Because this is the perception of these two teams last year. Was that this was a wild card game matchup between the number 5 Arizona Cardinals.
You dropped a cup.
Yes, I'm well aware. Number 5 Arizona Cardinals and the number 4 Carolina Panthers. Two teams that limped into the postseason. Two teams that probably did not even deserve to be there. One without their starting quarterback, the other that was 7-8-1 and somehow got into the playoffs because the rest of their division sucked ass. And the Panthers pulled out that victory, and they ended up moving on and then lost to Seattle, as everyone pretty much expected. These two teams were a laughingstock going into the postseason. This year, the number 2 Arizona Cardinals and the number 1 Carolina Panthers in a rematch of all rematches, in the NFC Championship game. This league is insane how it has a turnaround like that.
I'm so happy.
I'm very happy as well for both of these teams. I love both of these teams because of the fact that they had kind of like this underdog feeling to them coming into this season and now being the last two remaining in the NFC. It's absolutely awesome. Go Cubs. Your pick.
Cat Ball 2016, baby.
Yeah. Rip.
Not quite there, but I'm still going with the Panthers. I've been rooting for them for a long time this season, and even though they're not going against even though Cat Ball isn't happening, I still really want the Panthers there. I want them to win. They're not going to go undefeated, unfortunately, but
18-1 ain't that bad. 18-1 ain't that bad unless you're the 2007 Patriots. Go Giants.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Anyways.
Shut up.
For me, it's the I gotta go with the Panthers as well because of the fact that they have been the best team, the most consistent team throughout the whole season. I'm actually going against my Super Bowl pick of the Arizona Cardinals and Denver Broncos by picking the Patriots and Panthers because of the fact that I just think that those are the two best teams in their conferences right now. The Panthers are easily the best team in the NFC, and I think the Patriots are the best team in the AFC. And the Panthers, what they've been able to do on offense, no one can handle their running game. Their running game is one of the weirdest but greatest that we've ever seen, from Jonathan Stewart and of course Cam Newton being able to run the ball a lot of the time. He is a dual threat quarterback, and it's been absolutely amazing to watch him all season.
He went into retirement from his show, and now he's an NFL running back.
Wait, say it again.
Jonathan Stewart.
Oh, there you go. I completely did not know what you're talking about.
It's all right. Honestly, though, Greg Olsen used to be a Chicago Bear, one of my favorite players from the Bears.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and still one of my favorites. He's such a cool guy.
Cool guy, nominated for the Walter Payton Award.
Which another Bear. Hope he wins.
Yeah, Greg Olsen. He's a great guy, and he shows it. I love the Cardinals, I really do. But I just
if the Cardinals end up making it to the Super Bowl, I'm rooting for the Cardinals.
And absolutely, and the same here. For either of these teams, I love both of these teams, but I'm worried about the Cardinals secondary without Tyrann Mathieu, because that was an evident issue when they played Seattle. And the way they played Green Bay Packers, it was an amazing game, but the way that Carson Palmer played and just the defense played, it was not their best performance, not by a long shot. I just think that the Panthers, they have this leverage that they have where they can score big early and then hold a team off long enough to win games. I shouldn't really be like that. You should just keep on scoring points, but that's been their strategy, and it's been effective. Every single time they get huge leads and the team tries to come back from that, they've been able to win those games. So
right.
I think that the Panthers are going to beat the Cardinals, but this is going to be a great game. It's going to be a close game, and this is the game I'm excited about more than the AFC Championship game.
The AFC Championship.
Everyone's saying that that's the big storyline of the week. Screw them. This is the best game of the week.
Okay, so here's how I see it. The AFC Championship is the big showdown between two quarterbacks. The NFC is the showdown between two teams.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Because the NFC is more about the teams and coming back from how they've done recently.
Yeah.
But the AFC is about like Brady versus Manning.
Yeah, I would make the argument that like it does matter with the Patriots and Broncos what their team's about, but no one is talking about that. Everyone's talking about Brady versus Manning, and it's like really.
Right.
And I love this game. This is gonna be a very, very fun game. Another interesting thing to know: the Panthers 8-0 at home this season. The Cardinals 7-1, the two best records for them.
Awesome.
So it's gonna be one hell of a game. So before we continue, I mean, we don't have to do another Super Bowl pick thing because I know you predicted the Panthers and Chiefs. The Chiefs lost, so you're more than likely gonna pick the Broncos. That's because that's how the picks went, right?
Right.
Okay, so that's your Super Bowl prediction. I'm kind of forced to keep the Cardinals Broncos predictions because I'm not gonna change that now. But either way, I'll win and I'll lose.
What? Yeah, like there's no possible way for you to come out fully victorious here.
Right, exactly. But regardless of that,
You fucked yourself over, kid.
it's alright.
Or you insured yourself.
It depends. I'm looking at the
Or
cup.
you'll split.
I'll split in half. No, I'm looking at the cup half full right now.
You could either be I don't know math right now, so your picks are confusing.
Is spring semester not working out for you right now? You just can't think.
Well, this is the first math class I've taken in all of college.
Oh, you're actually
This
taking a
semester?
math class. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of you're just.
I'm already broken, and we've only done minor probability stuff. The class is all probability, but that doesn't matter right now.
What's the class called?
Well, I'm not going to tell you right now. This is not important.
Oh, whatever. Anyways,
It's called probability.
we like getting personal.
Probability in the real world. Okay, there you go.
There you
Fuck
go.
it.
All that probability. All right. Anyways, though, so with that being said, let's get to bold predictions because I like this.
Oh fuck! I forgot to think about this.
All right. Well, I'll go first then because I have mine in mind. So we talked about the Patriots and Broncos, right? And we talked about,
Oh, by the way, I got a bold prediction right, just in a different game.
Oh yes, that's right. He got the went to overtime bold prediction right. He predicted for the Chiefs and Patriots, but went to the Packers and Cardinals instead. But that was good.
Either way,
I believe that the New England Patriots will throw, even in their victory. If I'm predicting a victory, I believe that Tom Brady will throw not one, not two, but 3 interceptions this upcoming game. So
nice.
So I think that even they'll still get the victory. In my opinion, I think they'll still get the victory. But I think the Broncos defense will be there to play. What about you, Gocubs?
All right, I'm gonna go with the other game with the Panthers Cardinals, and I'm going to say that there will be exactly 5 turnovers, at least 3 of them being fumbles.
So exactly 5, and 3 of them being fumbles.
3 or more, at least 3 being fumbles.
Yeah, that's a good prediction because I think that one of them, I think it's the Panthers that have the number 1 scoring defense, which essentially I think is a turnover, and then the offense gets in for a touchdown.
A pick 6 or a fumble recovery touchdown.
Yeah, so that's good. I like that. So that's 5 turnovers. So we're all about these turnovers and these bold predictions. So it'll be very interesting. Maybe it'll all happen in one game, like the 3 interceptions, like 3 fumbles, and we'll all be happy together. The Patriots Broncos game, or the other one, who knows? But yeah, those are some good predictions, and then we'll be signing off now. Would you want to do any Pro Bowl predictions next week? If you're down for it, want to see if we can just pull one out of our ass and just see, like, yeah, why not? Yeah.
Sure, what the fuck?
Why not? So we'll do Pro Bowl predictions next week, and then after that, Super Bowl predictions. I'm very excited for this weekend. You guys better be watching. I'm gonna be stuck in the snow, so
I will also be in snow.
So we will be watching. We will be forced to watch football, which is not that hard for me.
So the funny thing, do you want to hear something really funny?
Sure, why not?
So my dad bought us an antenna just to see like what channels we could get, and we don't really want to pay for cable because we don't watch that much TV. The one channel that we get is CBS, which is what the Super Bowl is on.
Perfect.
Yes.
Absolutely perfect. That is absolutely awesome. Is that like, are you absolutely doing that? Like, are you guys just gonna watch it on the antenna now?
We're probably gonna go over to someone else's, but.
Okay, because I was gonna say you're gonna miss the epic Cardinals Panthers game. You don't want to miss that.
I mean, I'm next week or this weekend. I'm actually going over to someone's to watch the game. So.
Okay, yeah, that's
both games.
It's gonna be a very fun weekend for sure.
I'm excited.
Yep, absolutely. guys, thank you so much for watching another prediction video. Give us, if anyone is watching, please
Keep going.
please give us your predictions, sexy ladies, alright? The music is like fading out as I'm talking, so now it's just like, now it's not even like, now it doesn't even fit. Now it's just off. Alright, whatever. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go cry in a corner. I'll see you guys next time.
I'll join you.
Alright.
Goodbye.
Trump 2016.